Okay. Now that I've wet the whistle, let's begin. As you can see in front of me, we got some miniatures up here. These are all Asiatic themed miniatures. We have the little lung dragon here from the Rising Sun board game. The lovely Kirin, Japan celestial horse creature. We have the awesome little samurai statue, or I guess you could also make a stone golem. We have the Etsy-inspired serpentine dragon-esque creature. Inspired paint job from the Zabimaru design from Bleach, just because I am a fan of anime. We also have the human face tree from also Rising Sun. And then we also have the Oni from WizKids. Now, what are we here to talk about today? Well, today I'm going to be reviewing a lovely Kickstarter game. This game is called Journey, Wrath of Demons. Let's set it up on top. As you can see, it is a lovely, big, beefy box. It is done by the Marrow Production. They're actually the ones who did this. Edge, I believe, is just a assistant company. According to the back, it is a 14-up game. Requires 2 to 4 players. Apparently, runtime is around an average of 30 to 120 minutes. Wow, it can go up to 2 hours. That's impressive there. Though it says not a child's toy. Journey, Wrath of Demons, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so contents. We've got 1 rule book, 1 quest book, 21 finely detailed miniatures. I'll be the judge of that. We've got the double-sided map tiles, 3 double-sided bridge tiles, 1 fortune coin, 6 custom dice, 150 game cards, and 30 scenery tokens. So, let's take a look at the back. Sorry, just want to look at the back. There we go. That's the back side. We'll move it up for a little easier view. There we are. You can see, it's got some nice stuff there. So let's get to it, shall we? We're going to open this up and take a look. There's the sort of opening has already been used, so it's going to be staying on the table there. So before we get too deep into this, I do want to give a shout out to my fellow YouTuber of miniatures, Blanco. That guy's also done a review of the same board game, and I do want to give him a quick thank you because he's the reason I actually finally decided to buy this board game. I've had it on my Amazon save list for a while, like the heart list, you know, where it's like, ooh, save this to lists. And I've been always thinking, do I really want it? It's only 21 miniatures. How detailed are they? You know, it's a Kickstarter. You never really exactly know if they're going to be blow your socks off and knock you and literally blow it out of the water, or you could be getting a lemon. But he did a review and showed what's inside, and it made me really go, you know what? Those are just good enough that I'm taking the risk on it. That mine might not be as good as his or something like that. But anyway, so first up, we got some tokens here. Two popped out a little earlier, but as you can see, got some tokens for doors, wells, people. And from the other side, just to show they are double-sided. We also got some numbers on there for up to 4. We have the tokens for the, what are they called? The travelers, I guess you'd call them. Put this over here. Okay. Next up, we're going into this box here, which should have all like tokens and all that kind of good stuff in it. As we can see, it's definitely going to have some stuff. Sorry, just making sure that one thing didn't drop off. So we got some cards. We got, so apparently these are health point health tokens. Like you would actually run these across the card. And for instance, let me grab one of the character cards here. Here we have Cho Hakai, which, if I'm correct, is the, if you've ever watched one of, like, say, the Monkey King things, Hakai, this is the pig demon. Bring his card up close here so you can take a look. As you can see, it's a very nice card. It's got some punch-out parts, and I'm not sure why, but that little numbers across top, those are actually his health points. And you would use this to slide up and down for how much damage he's taken, or, you know, most likely you'd put him at the top and go backward. I'm assuming the top would actually go. For some reason, you can also pop this out. I'm not sure why these have so much pop-out stuff on them. They are very nice artwork, though. The artwork's very nice. There's like a, you know, corruption weapon or permanent skills. They got some skill stuff to them. Backs are pretty plain. They just have the journey stuff on them. So, you know, moving on to the other character cards, we'll go over each of them just because they are pretty nice looking. We have, where's that card I was looking for? I just had it in my hand. I don't want to use it. There it is. We have Monk Shah. A little bit of a demonic looking boy for a monk, unless he's a demon monk, which, hey, the demon overlord proves, I guess. We have the Monkey King himself. That's right, become Monkey. Now, I don't know why they gave the Monkey King such dark red skin in this. That's very unique. I mean, yes, he is a demon by the lore, but it's interesting. Next up, we have... I'm going to probably screw up his name. Let's see. Trippy Taka. I think it's Trippy Taka. I'm going to say it how I would just pronounce it. Could be wrong, so my apologies if I am. So we have Trippy Taka. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or if it's Ripitaka or however you could say it. It's pretty cool. I do like how he has the traditional monk style. Yeah, got the nice prayer beads in his artwork here. And then we have the artwork for the big monster of this set. I don't know if this is a bad guy or not because it doesn't really say. Or at least I'm not certain. He is using fire and electricity in his attacks. So here we have the Kilin, or Kilun, whatever, or Kalun, however you say it. And those 5 cards are literally all the cards you get for the set. So we'll put them over here really quick. Next up, we got some cards. We've got like some spawn cards for like maybe how many enemies you spawn, because I'm seeing like a bull warrior on the front here, so it's like a spawn. And it says ×1, so I'm guessing that's how you spawn your creatures. We've got another one here. This has got wild herbs. So this is most likely your items you're getting. So you would draw this for items. So if you get herbs, similar to D&D, but you're taking like the more of just shuffle of it. Like the health point counters were there. Let's see. We also got another card stack. This one looks more about, we actually have status effects such as burned on the front. So we got some status cards. Cool. It's like having a marker token for miniatures. The big cards here look to be called Shadow Walk. Cost 2 chi, activate before performing a move action. So these look like ability cards. So you get some cool ability cards. So there's a Shadow Walk ability. We also get 6 lovely little dice here. Very nice. I like the colors. I like how they're like purple, blue, red, white, and black. So we got some good variation in color to it. I'm not sure if they're full. Yeah, like some of them look like 1s and some look like 3s. So these are probably unique dice. Could you use them in a campaign? Maybe for like a special action type of dice. Like, you know, roll the 1, you get this, or roll a 2 and then necrotic dice, or roll 3, depends on how much necrotic damage, something like that, you know, if you wanted to move it over. We got some little wheels here. I think these are more tokens. They pop out the holes in the center, which maybe you attach this to your card or something, and you use it as a rotating counter, but you can see here, pretty interesting little buggers. Then we get to the last bag, which looks like some hole punches. This might be for those right there. Like you use this to maybe press them through and press them into the card. So you have like rotations on the card, which is kind of cool. And let me see what's next. Next up here, we have the bigger stuff. This is all the larger things. So the miniatures are going to be last. They usually are, guys. I love my minis. They deserve their own time, so that way I can really get into the review. So first up here, we have the rule book itself with the nice artwork on it. The journey artwork. Pretty cool. Let's see if I can find any artwork on the inside of it. Rules. Yep, we got demon cards. That's how you spawn your demons, I'm guessing, for the guy who's in charge of the game or whatever. We got fortune cards. Pilgrim skill cards. Those are skill cards, I guess they're called. Condition cards. Yep, we've already established this. There's, the little tokens for people. Yep. Yep. Okay, we got some, like, torture cards and purification. There's fortune cards. Okay. Okay. Oh, we also do have a guide for all the stuff in it, for all the miniatures. So we're definitely going to want to keep this to the side for when I get to that part of the miniatures, we will use it. Keep that right there for the moment in time. We'll get to that later. So next over here, we got the actual bridge. Now, these are little bridge pieces. So this bridge here, as you can see, is a spiky crevasse section. It's pretty cool looking. The other side is more of a twin style with like just an abyss. Really nice. We have a, I think that's supposed to be like rushing water. Yeah, this looks like rushing water. And then we have on the other side, some lava. So far nothing connectable yet. I mean, you guess you could connect the rushing water, the lava, and the pit. They don't really match properly. Unless you turn this way, maybe? Nope, even that way they don't. The bridges are not the same. Let's see if they, yeah, the twin bridges don't work either. So they don't connect to those. Maybe these are to be in between the large ones, because we have another water bridge. Then on the other side, we have the more of the big old drop. So at least that will work well with the other one if you want to make a double section for it. The water, let's see if the water actually fits this fellow water one. Okay, it fits good with that. So, I mean, you put the two waters together, you will have it actually fit and match. Like, you know, that's pretty cool. We got some that do that. So we got 2 of them and the rest don't, but that's pretty cool. Those are always nice to get because you never know when you need a little section of bridge. Oh, here's the Journey Quest book for the adventure part. Really nice. Got an actual character art on the back there for a monster. Pretty sweet. See if there's any artwork in here that I can show you guys. I haven't seen much artwork in these books, like just game rules, which is kind of a sad thing. There's no like little art pages. But I believe this Kickstarter probably was just trying to make sure they covered all the rules. Okay, so we covered that one. This rule book I don't need to save because it's not giving me anything for later. Now, we're going to get to the real important ones as far as these tiles go, and that's these big map tiles. And this is one here. It's really awesome. It's like a giant lava room. You could use this for an ender boss on like a lava campaign or underworld campaign, anything like that, or in a mountain. That's pretty cool. And his other side, we've got a, looks like an ancient degraded like Buddhist library, as you can see there. And that's pretty cool. We got some nice books going on there. We got a lovely statue in the center. That's pretty sweet. Now moving on, we've got what looks to be like a crypt or like an area of just a funeral area. So you got tons of graves and carts. And there are squares on this. The squares don't look to be true inch by inch. Let me grab one of the miniatures here. This is actually our party miniatures. I always keep them in a small container like this so they're not lost. And they fit a little off, but they still fit inside the square. And I mean, let me just put them on here to show you. Like I can show you this. Like put them in some of these lit up squares. They raise this up and bring it over. There. So you can see they do fit on the board and they look pretty nice. That's pretty good. These will actually work for D&D. I think they might fit Warhammer just a slight bit better because they're 32 millimeter instead of the 28 as D&D goes, but they still work just fine. On the other side of that, we have a really cool one. We have another lava room that I guess if you attached to the first lava room, let me see if it does that or if it doesn't. Oh, it does. We have the throne room for the Underworld, which is this right here. Really nice. Let's see. I'll show you what they look like combined. It's going to be from sideways because I can't get it to all photo in the shot the right way. But that's what they look like together. And that is pretty cool. They work that way. The other one, the Buddhist temple, does not work with that. So kind of sad. I guess those have their own special, unique place. We still have 4 more to go. Let's see if how they look. Oh, we got us like, okay, we got us a little shack here. Could be like an abandoned shack in the woods. Over here we have looks more like an inn or a little bit higher class tea house or something along those lines. Pretty cool. I don't think it's going to bind with anything since there's a single house unit. I'll set that down there. Here we have what looks to be like a farm attached to some bridges going over water. And then we have another of those little nice tea houses over here. So really cool if you're looking for more of the like other kind of stuff. Oh, we actually have another of the water ones. So you actually could have an island, as you can see. It's literally the same thing. Let's put them together and I'll show you like side by side for it. There we go. And as you can see, that looks pretty cool. You get yourself like a little farming island. So that's pretty cool. You can have a nice little island style farm going on. You can always, of course, put the houses together, but you know, they're just houses being put together. Not much amazement there. We have another of the houses. But then we get another side that's really cool. This is like a sort of Tao Shinto Hinduistic type of mergement of, or a really Chinese style courtyard there. Got some statues, some of them have broken, some haven't. Got a dragon and something else. Pretty cool. So I think those are really nice and really look cool. Let's see what we have left from the. We also do have a lovely little coin here. It's a little bit of a yin-yang symbol coin. Let's see if we can get it up there. Yeah, there we go. It's got the yin-yang symbol, but you have a black and white side, so I'm guessing your karma of good karma or bad karma you pick up, so either you corrupt or you purify. So pretty cool. Nice little token. If you want to use it for D&D, you totally could as a, you know, white coin, white side or black side. Whichever one you land, you know, heads or tails. Basically, it's that D2 that you need. I love these mugs. They're so good. Now, we're going to get to the miniatures. And as I said before, shout out to Blanco. Really am thankful to the guy for this. It helped me really decide to get these minis and do a video on them. So let's get to the miniatures, shall we? And we're going to compare them to some other of these more, I guess, Japanese style miniatures, but we're still going to compare them as well as to some of the medium class miniatures and see how they would stack up next to the monsters. So let's begin, shall we? So first up here, we have all 4 of the big bad Minotaurs. That's right, these are standard common Minotaur. They have awesome weaponry. These are the Barok, also known as the Bull Warriors. I think that their names are called Barok. And then you come with 6 of these bad boys. All right, now I've got them in the position so you can see all the 4 sides of them. You have the lovely giant spike club, an awesome looking shield with nice detail. They actually have a nice musculature in the back. Their muscles are well defined, and they also have a nice horn style, so it's very unique. It's more of a water buffalo look, but hey, it looks good on these bull guys, and they're pretty good. Now let's compare them to some other miniatures from like our other sources. Okay, so as you can see, compared to the large class sized human face tree, we also have the Oni, and we have a nice tiefling character there standing in for a medium size. And as you can see, he is bigger than, you know, he's big enough to be comparable to the Oni mage. He is bigger than the tiefling in size, and I guess technically he would be a threat to a tree, or at least this demonic tree. So he looks pretty good and great stand-in for a large creature. Am I going to rebase him? Probably not. I like the base they're on. It's pretty simple, pretty square. I'll probably paint it maybe a black and put some flocking on it, because it's luckily got a little bit of a roughness texture to it, which is great, so the flocking will stick even better to there. So that's pretty good. And with that lovely detail, he's going to make for some lovely miniatures. With 6 of them, I got 6 different styles to try out. Oh yeah, my painting flexing muscles will be shown. Anyway, guys, also while I'm quickly at it, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at one Berserker or the Demon Overlord. Once again, it will be the same picture as my channel if you try to find it. When I do finish these bad boys, I will be posting pictures of them, so if you want to see the different styles I go with for each of these big moo-moos, check it out and enjoy. Now moving on to our next miniature, shall we? Now here we have a different class of minion. We have the Baharis. Baharis? I think it's Baharis. And then you come with 4 of these lovely bull archers. Now, the only reason I'm not having them rotate on the turntable is because I have enough of them that I can set them up with each of the 4 sides, so you can get a good view of them. And as you can see, they look pretty nice. You got a nice quiver there, got a small bow. It's pretty small for them. Definitely be something more like composite bow, but I mean, it's to a medium class character, that would be definitely a very girthy longbow. So that's a good sign. They are big. They do stand a little bit taller than the other ones, but they are also more upright, so that might be why. The other ones have a little bit more of a sideways, sort of almost dab motion to them, kind of going with the leg there. But these guys have a unique style. And the great thing is the sculpts are not the exact same as the other ones, just copy and paste it with a bow. So I do appreciate that. I love uniqueness in the sculpt. Once again, with 4 of these guys, I'm going to try some different paint jobs on each one and make them each unique. So that way that when a character wants to, you know, say, I attack that bull archer, which one? They're all the same. Nope. I'm attacking the one that has like the white eye, or the one that's got a big scar on the face, or one that's missing a horn because maybe I decided to cut a piece off the horn because I'm weird. The Demon Overlord likes making cool miniatures that on the board you go, hey, those look cool. Darn right they are. Now, let's get on to comparing them to some other miniatures, shall we? Now here we have our bull archer standing next to my special Japanese samurai styled giant statue. Or you could also use it for a Japanese samurai-styled stone golem, which imagine a stone sword. I mean, that's definitely going for smashing damage than cutting damage, because that's just terrifying. And then we also have him stacked up next to our paladin there from our group coming up for our next season, and he looks pretty cool. Now, that is a Pathfinder style, if I'm correct. I believe it is. Could be wrong, but it's been a while since I've opened that many. But I did do a video that had him in it, so check out my older videos, guys. Now, I think he looks good. He's definitely in more of a size better for large. You can see him standing up because next to the giant statue there, he's more in tune. But like I said, he is standing in a taller position just in the figure itself. But of course, you know, there might be maybe a slight stance hierarchy where the Barok being probably the lowest. That's probably why you get the most of them. They're a little bit squattier. Huh, they're the squats. Doing the squats. And then we have the Baharas being next. And now we're going to get to the next class. These ones will be on the rotating of the turntable because I only have 2 of them and I'm not setting them up weirdly like that. So let's move on. Next up here, we have the Bull Circus. That's right. I'm not kidding. That's the name they gave them. Bull Circus. Now, they do have a name. I don't know if it's their actual name, but it's called Boof. I'm not kidding you. B-O-O-F. Boof. Now, this guy has a lovely bunch of detail going on here. Not only are we dealing with a Minotaur, but we're dealing with a Centaur-styled Minotaur, with the big man Minotaur up top and more of the bull bottom. And also, this guy is carrying some shields, very reminiscent of our simple bull warriors, but has a large giant spike on it, and a little bit nicer. So that means this guy probably is definitely higher ranked than the archer, higher ranked than the bull warrior, as you only get 2 of these bad boys. Their sculpts are exactly the same, they have no difference. I also do notice that on his lower part of his body, I was going to say groin, but I'm thinking, no, it's back there in the hind legs. But in the front legs, so we'll say front leg chest, he does have a spike in his armor there. So it's very interesting. So I guess when he also runs you over, he could also impale you on it. Take the joke as you want, guys. It's a joke, but I'm not making it. So, you know, do as you wish. Don't get me in trouble with YouTube. I don't need that. But I love how his horns are a little bit more forward-facing in his sculpt. He has definitely more of the big bull head on him. And he's got the big old tuft of fur there to give him a little bit more of an interesting look. He's not fully armored up top, so I guess he's more of like, literally, he's more of the barbarian centaur style. So that's really cool. Now let's compare this bad boy to some other miniatures and see how he compares to some other huge class big boys. Now here we have our terrifying Bull Circus standing next to a lovely little humanoid female who is our... what is it? It is like a fighter sorcerer mix combination, like a hexblade almost type deal. And then we have next to my lung style inspired dragon from Rising Sun, and it was the Rising Sun expansion pack. Now as you can see, he looks pretty cool. Now you could still have him be a large class creature. He could be large or huge. That's why I kind of said huge boys, but that dragon there is very similar. It's a pretty big dragon atop a giant jade ball. So this guy is definitely worthy to be in there and definitely looks good and can stand his own. Do I recommend rebasing him? You could, but you could always just, you know, kind of go with it on scroll things. But you could leave it the same, and here's why. Maybe, even if he's huge, he has the ability to move through pathways that are only big enough for large creatures to move through, like a horse, because he has, or a bull, like the Gorgon, because he has those bull-like design of his lower half. So, you know, just some interesting little bits. Maybe, like, call him what's called Huge Slim, where he can squeeze through those, like, large-size crevices pretty quickly. That way, he's still coming after. Maybe he loses, like, only a 5 speed decretion or a 10. That way, he's still running fast, and your group is still going, oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap, run faster, get out of my way, as they throw their friends out of the way, and nothing's worse than the guy who's that concerned. Now we're going to move on to the next rank up. Next up here, we have 2 miniatures of this style. So same as Bull Circus, we only get 2 of this bad boy. It is the Bull General. This is Barak. And I mean Barak, like almost like Baraka from Mortal Kombat without the A. Now this guy looks pretty cool. He's got a very awesome Minotaurian style to him. He's got that large big blade on the back that's kind of blocked. Yes, his weapon has a little bit of the bendy weapon syndrome, but we let go of that because it is a Minotaur weapon. Maybe they're supposed to be curvy. I don't know. But this guy is shredded. Look at his muscles. He's got a lot of beefcake going on there. He is a beef boy. This, I love the horns. I actually like the humanoidish face instead of that really heavy bull face. It's unique and it's different, and maybe he gets this from evolving where he's more like, almost like a lord, a demon lord, which I think could be a thing. As, oh yeah, there are actually demon lords in here. So yeah, he could be that one step up from, or one step down from a demon lord, making him a really strong opponent. And I do love how he's got some armor, a little bit of some of that like fur cloak kind of coming off, like a fur cape. You could always make it like a black fur or something like that, or maybe a white fur, where it's like, oh, I took this from a monster I killed, earning my position in my new form. You could use these in a Hell campaign as well, because this could be like a big Minotaur servant of Baphomet, the Minotaur Lord. Or could be avatar or representations of avatars of Baphomet, which would be pretty cool. And I like the armored helmet. That helmet looks cool, and I love the aggressiveness of the Warhammer. You got the more blunt side to crush your foes, and that piercing spike side if you really want to slam down the Spain spike. Oh, such a good mini. Now let's do some comparisons, shall we? Now here we have our big bull general with his large hammer standing next to another character with a big large hammer. My personal character in the next campaign, and then the mini I literally painted for it. It is from the Path Gaming Company from Canada. That's right, my awesome Cleric of Light. Oh, I won't give away names because I'm doing that in a later video. I really wish I could say it because I wanted to give him a cool clerical sound. But as you can see, this big bull boy dwarfs and is definitely looking down on my dwarf. While he also is bigger than the Oni. Now, is he huge class? I'd say no. He's still large, but this guy is pushing the limits. Look how big this Chungus is. Look at that guy. He is just dwarfing the Oni Mage standing up. And he's not even at full stance upright. He's got that slight curve in him, which is slightly shortening him. But, you know, I figured this one, I would compare him to a dwarf holding a big hammer, since he also likes to hold the big hammer. Nothing worse than when the Hammer Bros start fighting it out. Now, moving on to the next rank up, the Demon Lords. Next up, we have one of the Demon Lords, the smaller and more simpler of the Demon Lords, and a little bit weirder if maybe he's in transition of some sort. We have Kogaji Kokaiji. I think Kogaiji is how you say it properly. And I do like his design, though, for a small guy. He throws you off. You'd think he wouldn't be like a lord, but he is. I like the demonic cow skull on the shoulder there, turned into an armor plate. The spear-like staff looks pretty cool. I love his simple garb. He's going shirtless like a Minotaur would to not need as much armor as possible. He's also got some lovely design of skulls and stuff on his pants with some chain, I'm guessing, wrapped around. He's also holding a severed head. Man, this guy looks aggressive. He also got a broken horn, which in Minotaur culture, based on the D&D, of course, if a horn is broken off, you are greatly disgraced. So maybe this guy is literally trying to compensate by becoming a Demon Lord. Now, next to the Demon Overlord, this beast is nothing. I'd wipe him out with a single fire blast and call it a day. Or I'd turn him into one of my demon lackeys, like Orcus, where I make him worship and serve me. Because the Demon Overlord takes crap from no demon prince or gods or other powerful creatures. Even titans fear me. Getting off topic. Moving back on. This guy just has such a lovely sculpt, though. I can't wait to paint these guys up. They're going to be fun. They have that little bit of roughness on their bases under their feet, so that's going to be really good for flocking and stuff to make them look really cool. So let's move on to the second Demon Lord, and a little bit more impressive when it comes to stature. Slowly turning his way around on the turntable, we have the big boy of the Demon Lords. This is definitely probably the more powerful one. He is Kurog. And I only did that because he has 2 O's and he has also 2 G's, so I gave him that kind of emphasis. Now, this is a Minotaur leader, no doubt. Now, the great thing with him being a Demon Lord is that this is actually a Demon Lord. These are the same thing as Orcus and Demogorgon Demon Lords, or as the Demon Prince being the ultimate of the Demon Lords. You could use this guy as a fill-in for Baphomet. He doesn't have enough Asiatic style to him that I think it would limit him away from it. But at the same time, he is a big boy. This is definitely a huge miniature. He is too big to be some large guy. I'll even do some comparison of him versus his armies and versus other minis, and you're going to see when I get to that point, he is big. Now, this guy has some lovely detail. He's got a nice giant pauldron there on the shoulder. He's even carrying another weapon on his hip, which is a big weapon if you compare it to a medium-class character. He's got some gear on, and not much. He definitely oozes what the Minotaurs have always said. Armor is not necessary. The more armor you wear, the more fear you have of your weakness. That's how Minotaurs feel about armor. If a Minotaur runs in full plate mail, he must be weak. He must be inferior. I can beat him, as I wear no armor like a true Minotaur. Man, I wear nothing but my loincloth. This guy's got that kind of going on, but with the one shoulder plate, maybe as a sign of authority and power. Very nice. Now let's compare this guy to some of his other minions and other minis and see how he stacks up. So here we have the great and powerful Kurog standing next to one of the Bull Circus as well as the Bull Generals. And as you can see, he is easily a whole head bigger than both of them. A whole head and shoulders bigger. This guy is beef. And look at his impressive horns. In Minotaur culture, the more impressive and nice and clean and powerful looking your horns are, the more powerful and virile you are. So this bull, he'd be hitting it off with the ladies like a true Chad. This guy, I also love his awesome stance he's got there with the hands folded on top of the large axe that he's using to obviously rip his foes apart. Anyone foolish enough to betray him, this guy has some style. Now we're going to compare him to his fellow Demon Lord, and you can kind of see what the difference is between him and a more almost medium class character. And I'll put a medium on there for sure. So we'll do some comparison, shall we? Now here we have Kurog standing next to Kogaji, and they're standing next to 2 regular miniatures. One from Path Gaming, one from the... Actually, I think that's D&D now I think about it. Or no, that was Runewall, I think, that made this Paladin. Or something like that. I can't remember. Like I said, older video if you want to check it out. Now, as you can see, he dwarfs them even worse than Kogaji would, and that guy is only large class. This dude is huge. He's huge 100%. Could you rebase him? You know what? For this guy, he might be worth the effort. Now, if he's really glued to that base, I'd say no. because actually I would glue that base on top of a huge base and then like build a block system, because this guy is not walking on like dirt like a savage. This guy is standing in the Minotaurum style thing, and he's a head boss. This is a big leader you'd be taking on. This guy's going to make your group think twice and go, you blessed with some demon strength there, at least if he's a normal Minotaur. And if this is Baphomet, my cleric don't have plans to die today and see his goddess for failure. Time to blow this popsicle stand, or in this case, the future boneyard. Now, let's compare our last miniature for at least the monsters. Next up, we get to the last of the big bad monsters that we throw in here. This one, though, I don't know if he's supposed to be an evil guy or not, as he actually has a hero card type, like the other hero traveler. So maybe he's not. Maybe he's a special ally. Now, yes, you're not noticing something wrong. I did look for it. I couldn't find it in the box on the floor. He's missing an arm. I'm very saddened by that, because this was a really cool creature. The Kulin, very awesome celestial monster. I was actually going to kind of paint him to, I was actually going to have a little vote off for you, my viewers, as well as my Twitter followers, and actually see which style paint job I'd give him. That's right, I was going to make it interactive where you could actually have a say in a future project. Now, I am saddened that he has no arm. I'm going to hope that maybe I can find a replacement out there in the internet somewhere, or find just another Kulin miniature and maybe use this guy for parts in a later build. But I will say, he still is very impressive. The sculpt on this guy is really nice. That base itself, really nice. This is a huge class miniature all day long, similar to the Japanese style of the Kirin. Now, as a matter of fact, let's compare the two, shall we? And put some regular miniatures for comparison of other creatures. Now, as you can see in true size and stature, this guy is definitely in the same size category as the Kirin. So cool celestial creature. Now, getting on to a quick stop moment here, we're going to talk. Now, for this miniature, I still hope to find a part of him or find another one, but, you know, I'm going to leave the paint job of this creature up to you guys, my viewers. And here's going to be the poll for it. If you want me to give this guy an angelic paint job when he's all said and done, and heck, I'll even do a video and Twitter release for it, maybe even Discord if I finally get around to making my page for Discord, we'll see, or join a page, whichever one. And or should I give him a demonic or beastly style? So here's my description choices. Kirin will be inspiration for the celestial. I'll do more celestial colors such as holy colors like light colors, yellowish colors, red colors, maybe some like golds and metals in there. Or if you want me to go demonic, some more reds, more browns, blacks, dark colors, those evilish colors like red magma, lava orange, like demonic yellow. Heck, I'll even throw like necrotic into there just because like necrotic like claws or something. Like this guy would look pretty evil. He could definitely pull off either look. Or I could go more bestial. So there will be 3 different votes or 3 different sections to choose. Or if you have another option, like maybe you want it to go more towards, or maybe not, I'll do a 4th one. Let's go with, what would be the word for it? Astral, where it's more like sort of otherworldly looking. I'll throw that as an option out there. So we'll do 4 total. And honestly, whichever one wins when I do it, we'll say mid to end of June, somewhere in there maybe. So we'll give some time, or you know what? Yeah, we'll say end of June. I will check the full votes total, rally them up, and I will go based off that for my paint job choice. And we'll get him done, and I will then post it on all of the media sources I am. So, definitely, guys, if you've gotten this far, I thank you. Do the vote. Leave it in the comments down below. Also, leave a like, too. Smash the like button. It helps me get past that YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed to the video, my channel yet, guys, I definitely recommend to do so. And make sure you hit that bell hitting to all notifications for all my videos when I release them. And make sure you put the bell to all. That way you are going to get any notification I produce of new videos or content. Now, let's compare him to another creature, shall we? Now here we have the big Kulin next to the Zabimaru-inspired dragon from my Etsy purchase back in the day. Now he looks pretty cool, and this creature would definitely be able to wrap up the Kulin and fight him out, Constrictor Snake style, and then breathe a breath attack of necrotics or fire or whatever the heck I feel like going. Now let's compare this guy to the rest of the humanoid minis before we get on to our last 4 miniatures. Now here we have this big, bad, dragonish sort of celestial looking down at a group of adventurers and their pet fox companion for the mage woman, and they are ready to go to war. Now this is a big fight. Most celestials deal heavy damage. Even Kirin's are no laughing joke. This creature, being very similar probably in the stat block, is going to deal some damage, especially if he's demonic or maybe even like undead or something along those lines. Like I said, guys, he's going to go demonic, angelic, or celestial, demonic, bestial, or astral. So throwing that out there, guys, do the vote. I will be paying attention. That way you guys can interact and actually have some say, which I'm giving you power. That's right, the Demon Overlord rarely does so. But not without good reason. Now, moving on to the last 4 miniatures. Here we have Monk Shaw. Now, if I go anything based off like the kind of multiple movies of the show, I think it's supposed to be like a sand demon or something like that. He actually wears like the sort of monk style prayer beads on his neck. So this guy, and he even does have the similar type weapon as in the movie, which is pretty cool. Now this guy is definitely way more on the demonic looking side, even though he's supposed to be a monk. Dang. Really aggressive looking. He's got like skulls on him. His necklace is not made of prayer beads. It's made of skulls. Really weird choices, guys, but a really cool miniature nonetheless. Give me 1 second here. There we are. Sorry, I just wanted to change the focus there. And as you can see, he's got some really cool details. I even love the little barrel keg on the front there. Ah, the drunken monk style. Never gets old. Moving on. Now we get to the pig demon of the pilgrims, and that's right, we have Cho Hakai. And Hakai actually is the correct name, as I remember in the movie. This pig demon, though, is definitely more on the big fat boy side of pigs. And he carries a rake into battle. I'm not kidding you. He carries a sharp, deadly rake. And also has a giant gourd for his booze. So obviously this pig is definitely the lush, or the more sort of, I guess you'd call it, gluttonous side of pigs. Which probably means he's also got a bit of that like really headstrong style of getting what he wants for gluttony in the other ways. But anyway, very nice pig demon. Now you could also use him for a Nepharashi fill-in as well for a demon in the Underworld. I mean, just have to say this is a non-winged variant, but pretty cool. Moving on. And now we have the monk Trippy Taka, the terrifyingly amazing person who has the ability to make these demons fight, protect, and be his vassals. So very interesting. I mean, I actually like they gave him a yellow style plastic. It helps kind of build the fact that he's the celestial praying monk going to travel to get the obviously giant scroll on his back. I find it weird they gave him a hat. Not necessary. But I do like his prayer beads. I love his celestial looking staff. He might be fun to make like some type of celestial monk type character or an angel monk of Celestia. Really cool. Really interesting if you want to use him for something otherwise. Moving on to our last mini. There he is, the big bruiser, the legend, the Monkey King. Carrying his weird golden staff, or I'm not sure what's at the end of it, but there's something. Standing upon a small rock in a pose where he's just, you know, kind of doing that lazy about thing that monkeys do before they get serious and start thrashing your butt. As this guy is probably the most powerful of the group. He is not like Monk Shaw or Hakai with those larger bases. He's more like Trippy Taka with the smaller base. And he looks pretty cool. Now, I'm probably not going to give him the red paint job of the demon from the box, because I may or may not. I'm not sure yet. I might flip the coin on this. More evil look or more of a humanoidish kind of looking demon. So, pretty cool. Really awesome. Now, do I recommend this? I give this set, honestly, even with the damaged arm, or the missing arm for my Keilun, I'm going to give this thing at least, I'm going to give this a total recommendation for buying. Totally would recommend it. If you can grab it for the price, guys, get it while it's still available. It's a great expansion for miniatures required for wargaming in general. Plus, you get some lovely plates, some interesting cards you can use. You get the awesomeness of another little another coin you can use for good or evil choices, maybe. Like if it lands dark side up, you're going with a dark choice. Goes dark light side up, you're going with a light-sided choice. Your character is that true neutral and need to make a choice one way or the other. Now, as always, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Helps out more than you know. Leave a like if you enjoy my content and you want to see more. I definitely recommend it. And leave a comment down there for the vote, or comment of anything in general. Questions, ideas, or your opinion. Now, anyway, guys, have a great one, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye-bye.